WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have the BenRiach Peated Single Malt Scotch Whisky, aged 21 years old. It is the Temporis Peated Malt, and it is smoked with Highland peat and 4 cask matured in bourbon barrels, virgin oak, Oloroso, and Pedro Jimenez cherry casks. Distilled and bottled in Scotland. Yay! So this is Whiskybase number 114402. This was bottled on the 22nd of May 2018. Now, if you look in the bottle, you will not have a Rachel Berry signature on it. Why not? Because I think she has as much to do with this as I did. Hardly anything. Now, here you do see a very, very tiny Rachel Berry moment there, where she put her signature on there. So 2016, Brown Foreman bought BenRiach. So basically what we have to say here is, if this is 21 years old, Billy Walker and his team actually prepared everything. So from the virgin oak barrels they bought, from the Pedro Jimenez to also the Oloroso sherry here. So this is a very interesting, very unique bottling. Now, I must admit that I'm still on my trip to become a whiskey peathead. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something which is very, very frowned upon in the society. I'm going to compare a age statement that goes for 120 to 160 euros over here in Germany at the moment to a 35 euro double peat. The double peat is a mix of Highland, so Tom and Towel, and Islay, I have no idea, blended malt. 46% unchilled filtered. Coloring, maybe. It doesn't say on there. So 35 euros versus 135 euros is what I'm going to call it. Yeah, why not? Now, the only problem I have here is we have no Pedro Jimenez, we have no Oloroso sherry. So over here we have basically the same type of 4 cask constellation that we now love and enjoy with our GlenAllachie 15, with our GlenAllachie 10 cask strength. Billy Walker uses virgin oak, he uses Pedro Jimenez, he uses Oloroso, and sometimes a little bit of wine thrown in there for good measure. So 4 cask is not that problematic. So both of these are 46%. I find this outrageously priced for the taste. Now, I do not taste the 21. That's my biggest problem. The entire time I'm doing this as if it's almost a no age statement. I know it's not, but it tastes like it. All right, so that's my biggest problem here. On the nose, I do get candied. I'm going to call them candied. It's either going to be pears or it's going to be apricots. I'm going to call it paired candied apricots and together, a tiny little bit of pineapple. This is nice. I like. It's very fruity, very, very interesting. Oh, I forgot the dates. Yeah, dates. Now this has, this loses on the nose. This has a tiny little bit of that rubber smoke moment. It is very, very bourbon vanilla forward with its smoke. So it's and then the smoke, and then it's nice. It's round, it's complete, it's okay. This is complex. If I were to read the notes here, it says caramelized pears, well, got that one right, and toasted oak spiced with honeyed peat and smoked pine wood. I don't get pine wood, I got pineapple. All right, maybe I can get that, maybe, if I can think about it. All right, very, very good. So other people get walnuts, a little bit of marzipan in here. Some people get warm bicycle tire smoke as well, orange peel, dark chocolate. Now, some people said the Authenticus, which I've never tried, is much smoother, much more balanced. This could be considered a little bit more of a elbow in your face type of guy here. All right, Let's try this. Cheers. There's heat. There's a lot of heat going on here for 46% and 21 years old. Now, I do not expect every single time that a 21-year-old whiskey be smooth, but I do expect it to have a certain complexity to it that gets rid of that harsh bite. And this has that harsh, young, metallic bite, which I would never have expected from a 21-year-old. If you would have turned the numbers around and said, hey, try this interesting 12-year-old, I try it, was like, that's kind of good for 12 years old. You would have, thank you. No, it's 21. It's like, never. Those extra 9 years should have done much more to it than they did. So I'm going to subtract a lot of my flavor profile from this, what I was expecting. Now, it is a fruity moment. Now, the other thing I have is I do not have a long finish. I have a sweetness, and then it's gone. Now, there's the heat that actually fights with the smokiness together. A pepper moment, a white pepper moment. And the nose, I'm getting more of that bicycle tire type of moment here, the longer it's in the glass. Okay. One more time. Now you do get the goodness here of sherry, peat, and the vanilla of the vermouth together. The only problem I have is the price. 150 euros, 120 euros, just way overpriced in my opinion. Now I do remember that I sometimes have the rule, don't pay more than 10 euros per year. So a 21-year-old whiskey would be 210 euros. So, oh, it's a bargain. But it doesn't taste like a bargain. It doesn't taste like a bargain now with 150 euros. This tastes like a bargain. 35 euros. Bam! Thank you. This is fantastic for that price. Now, the question of the day for me is, what are you looking at in an old peated whiskey? We have young peated whiskeys that are like, whap, whap, do it again, please. Oh, that was great. And older peated whiskeys, they lose some of their phenolic content. They lose some of that bite. They lose some of that kick. And so sometimes older peated matured whiskeys just don't deliver the punch that they used to. I kind of like this more and more, I must admit. There's that smokiness. And there's that aftertaste that's not as fruity as this is. This is a little bit more of that flat bicycle tire moment. Rubber. Over here you have fruitiness at the beginning. Peated hot white pepper smoke. And then you have a little bit of peatedness and it just dissipates. Is this a bad whiskey? Definitely not. This is a C++ whiskey in my book. All right, so it's not a B- book yet. Now, maybe the one or the other person will go, Jason, it's definitely a B-. I'm not sure about that. It does have 86 points on Whiskybase with over 90 people voting here. Many people like it. It does have the peat, so I love at the moment trying different peats that are not from Islay, peated whiskeys. And now I'm going to say, okay, if I'm on a good day, it's a B-, C++. All right, so it's almost there, but just doesn't deliver like I want to. Oh, what I haven't done is I haven't added water. So let's do this. Let's take it down to 43, 42% and see if I get rid of a little bit of that bite. Okay. Nope, the heat is still there. Might even increase a little bit. Like it's a weird mineral type of moment going on in there. Nope, don't put water in it. All right, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. So C++, B, maybe almost a minus. Value for money, this is a D. I do not have the feeling that this whiskey should be at this price. If I were to taste it blind, I would have said, oh, 60 euros, maybe that's the max. Double, plus a little bit more. Nah. And so that's why I can't give that amount of praise to this for the value for money. My personal opinion. All right, so first question, what are you looking for in a peated whiskey that is over 15, 16 years of age? What's the important factors there? The forecask, is it the fruitiness? Is it the cask coming through? Is it the reduction in the phenolic content? What is it you're looking for? I'm looking for a complexity that avoids the bite and the sharpness of the alcohol. This does it for me, by the way. The double peat is much rounded, complexer, more silky than that. The finish is not great compared to this. It's much better, but it's still a C whiskey, and maybe even with 35 euros, maybe even a B whiskey for the value for money. I gave it a C in my video, I'm pretty sure. But still, this is a very, very good whiskey for that price if you can find it. All right, so what other BenRiach products that are peated do you also like? Please write that in the comment. And thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, and telling others. Maybe you can share this video in the future. I'm not a great fan, but this has a lot of potential. Just too old for the value for money and too expensive. All the best. Bye-bye.